Hello students, let us start the same chapter India location from the book India People and Economy. So far we have discussed about India's location. We will discuss few other topics today, but before that let us recapitulate that India is located in the south central part of the continent of Asia, right? We have discussed about it, bordering Indian Ocean and its two arms extending in the form of Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. I had discussed with you something about geographical facts related to India. For example, territorial water, contagious zone, exclusive economic zone and continental shelf, longest river, lake, highest, lowest point I have discussed with you. But let me tell you once again that what is contagious zone? In fact, it's a band of water extending further from the outer edge of the territorial water or territorial sea to up to 24 nautical miles. Okay, that is your contagious zone. Then what about the exclusive economic zone? This is what that an area of coastal water and seabed within a certain distance from the country's coastline to which country claims exclusive rights for fishing, drilling and other economic activities. But in between 12 nautical miles to 200 nautical miles that a country can only claim to extract or just to drill or use any oceanic or marine resources when the country gets consent from an organization, that's your United Nations. Otherwise, you cannot or any country cannot exploit the resources available in between 12 to 200 nautical miles or in fact beyond 200 nautical miles. You can say that beyond 200 nautical miles. The reason is that if United Nations sees that the growth and development of any country is dependent upon the marine resources and oceanic resources, then only it gives its consent. Okay. Now the third one is your continental shelf. You know what is this continental shelf? In fact, this is an area of seabed around a large land mass where the sea is relatively shallow, okay, compared with the open oceans, and it is a portion of a continent that is submerged. Remember this thing, it's a portion of the sea that is submerged under an area of relatively shallow water. So I have just reminded you. Now you can see the southernmost point of India, the northernmost point of India, highest altitude, lowest altitude, all these, okay. And we have discussed about that latitudinal longitudinal extension, that India is located in between 8 degree 4 minute to 37 degree 6 minute north latitude and 68 degree 7 minute to 97 degree 25 minute east latitudes. So we have discussed all these things, and but very important thing which you should keep in your mind, that latitudinal longitudinal extent of India is approximately same, that is 30 degrees. Okay. Now this is one map which is showing the standard meridian and latitudinal longitudinal extent of India. Okay. Now longitudinal extent and its implications. What does it mean? Its implications, impact on the people of India or on climate, vegetation, soil, all these. So let us discuss about it. India lies entirely in the northern and eastern hemisphere, and the mainland of India extends from 8 degree 4 minute to 28 degree north to 37 degree 15, or we can say that 17 second 53 minute north latitudes, right. This is what the latitudinal longitudinal extent. But what is as far as the extension is concerned and its impact is concerned, it is advantageous because it gives a prominent place at the head of Indian Ocean with access to Arabian Sea. Its position, its location that gives, and this is advantageous. You know why? It's only because it gives access to the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. It helps in easy trade with not only with the neighboring countries but with other countries and other continents also, like Africa, Western Asia or European countries. Then longer coastlines means more number of seaports and more trade, number of seaports, harbors, then that will help in the development of the trade with other countries. So India's peninsular shape that gives India a very special, a special position for as far as, and this is conducive for carrying out for carrying out the trade relations with the other nations as well as with the other continents of the world. Longer coastline means more number of seaports or for more trade. Marine life is a source of livelihood for the residents near the coastline. What does it mean? It means that marine life, fishing, extracting the resources, right? And of course that the agriculture, that is what you can see, that agriculture in the coastal areas, the coastal regions, that's very, very important. And this is one of the economic activities of the people living in the coastal areas, especially the fishermen, and they also involve in extracting the marine resources, right? More number of offshore mineral oil and oil refineries can also be set up. You must be knowing that Reliance, with the help of Reliance company, you can see that Godavari and Krishna and Godavari rivers, and it has been the large number of or the large reserves of oil has been found. Right, the Reliance company that has in fact discovered the large reserves of oil reserves where in the Krishna and Godavari rivers. So we can say that more number of offshore mineral resources, right, and that too in the form of fossil fuels, and the oil refineries can also be set up. Of course, Bombay High and the coastal regions, Bombay High, Bombay High, and here in the western part, eastern parts, that we have the different oil refineries, okay, Gujarat, and then you can see there in Bombay, Mumbai High, which we call it, and then the Krishna Godavari oil, on the coastal regions of the Krishna Godavari rivers. So here we can see that it is rich. It's the coastal areas itself are very rich in marine as well as mineral resources. Then its location and the longitudinal location and the extent, this is what it has its impact on the coastlines and easy trade, and of course advantages because India a prominent place at the head of Indian Ocean and with access to Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, isn't it? Now let us discuss about total number of states and union territories. How many states and union territories that we have? We can see here that there are 28 states and 8 union territories, isn't it? Union territories. And one very important thing is that Daman and Diu is merged with Dadar Nagar Haveli in January, right? Jammu and Kashmir is bifurcated into Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh union territories. Then Rajasthan is the largest state and Goa is the smallest state. This question comes in exam to locate the largest state and the smallest state. So you should be very careful while locating. You should also practice it in your map work. Then India, with its total area of 3.28 million square kilometer, accounts for 2.4% of the world's land surface area and stands as the 7th largest country in the world. Which countries are larger than India? Can you name which countries are larger than India? Russia, the countries like Russia, then Canada, USA, Australia, China, and Brazil. That is what these countries are larger than India. Okay, so we can say here that we have 28 states as well as 8 union territories. Now, concept of Indian Standard Time. What is this concept of Indian? You must have read about Indian Standard Time in your junior classes. Indian Standard Time is the time zone observed throughout India. For this, we need to choose one standard or central meridian, and we have chosen 82.5 degree east longitude. Right? We have chosen this 82.5 degree as standard meridian or central meridian of our country. Right? Why we have chosen this 82? We could have taken 83, we could have taken 84, 5, but why is it so? See what happens here, that there is a general understanding among the countries of the world to select the central meridian in multiples of 7 degree 30 minutes long 30 minutes of longitudes. Okay, 7 degree, that should be, if a country chooses any central meridian or standard meridian, that should be divisible by 7 degree 30 minutes of longitudes. Okay, so that's why we have taken 82.5 degree east, and that has been selected as the standard meridian of India. Got it? So Indian Standard Time is ahead of Greenwich Mean Time by 5 hours 30 minutes. You must be knowing these things, right? And there are some other countries where there are more than one standard meridian because of their vastness, okay? Because the countries very much very vast in its extent, either from east to west extent or from north to south. So this is what that the example you can give, the example of USA, right? Russia, USA 7 time zone. So on the basis of this, we can also choose this one time zone. Okay, time zone. Do you think that does India need to have more than one time zone? More than one time zone? Do you think that does India need to have more time zone as well as standard meridian? Do you think that India need to have? Does India need to have? According to some scholars, that yes, India needs to have the more than one standard meridian. Reason is that if you look at the east-west extent and Arunachal Pradesh, what do you see there? In Arunachal Pradesh, that the time that the sun rises 2 hours before, right? Sun rises 2 hours before, right? Than Gujarat. So it is required. Okay, it is required. Sometimes it is required, right? But other scholars or the different scholars are not agreed on this, because if we choose then the country's time, suppose if we have chosen two time zones, so there it's quite obvious that there would be, the half of the people would follow one time zone, another half would choose another time zone. So that's why we haven't reached to this conclusion that we should have more than two. Well, you can see one more thing, that the meridian of 82.5 degree east has been selected as central meridian or a standard meridian, which gives us the standard Indian Standard Time. And the main reason for selecting 82.5 degree east long as the standard meridian is that there is a general understanding among the countries of the world, as just now I have told you. Standard meridian among the countries of the world, to select the standard meridian to the multiples of 7 degree 30 minutes longitude, so that the time difference between the two places or we can say to places of 7 degree 30 minutes longitude away from each other, and its half is an hour. So we should have the 30 minutes difference. Okay, therefore we have taken, or we have chosen 7 degree 30 minutes longitudes. Okay, and Indian Standard Time is ahead. Just now I told you that Indian Standard Time is ahead of Greenwich Mean Time by 5 hours 30 minutes. Okay, and it's because of IST that watches at all places in India show the same time, although the sun rises about 2 hours earlier in the northeastern states as compared to Jaisalmer, because when we have selected, when we have chosen a standard meridian of 82.5 degree, so the time reckoned by noon sun, this standard meridian is selected or chosen as the standard meridian for everyone in India. Okay, so time changes, and you know the time changes according to longitude, because the earth takes 4 minutes to pass through 1 degree of longitude. So that was about the concept of Indian Standard Time. I hope you must have understood this.